welcome to another edition of Salukimania. I'm SIU writer Todd Hefferman, and with me is the Southern sports editor Les Winkler. And we are here to talk some Saluki football and maybe some Saluki basketball. The SIU's won 3 in a row. They are going to number 3 North Dakota State, the defending FCS national champions. Kickoff is at 2:30 on Saturday at the Fargo Dome. Game will be on Fox College Sports and a couple satellites, DirecTV, AT&U, Universe, and you can also hear it on the Saluki Radio Network. And you can follow along from my live blog, Saturday afternoon, starting at 2:15. Salukis won 3 in a row. North Dakota State actually lost their only game at home. That's actually the only place they've lost a game since 2010. They're undefeated on the road. And the only reason they lost at home is because they gave up 2 interception returns for touchdowns. But, you know, the way the Salukis are playing right now, I wouldn't put it past them.
It's kind of magical, the things that are happening right now. It's kind of, to me, it looks like things are just kind of evening out over the last couple of years. Last year, the Salukis seemed to find ways to lose all the time. All the bounces would go against them. This year, they're getting the bounces. Now, you can make a case that, you know, you're a better team, you're creating your breaks, but, you know, right now things are just, I mean, you couldn't write this stuff and make it up. You know, 100-yard returns 2 weeks in a row, 3 block punt returns for touchdowns 3 weeks in a row. That's just, it's incredible stuff, but hey, ride the wave, man.
But before you know, the last 2 weeks, I thought, well, maybe their offense is good enough to win a game, and maybe their offense is good enough just not to lose the game and wait for the defense to win games. And actually, that's what they're doing right now, really.
They're making just enough points to make it possible to win the games. I think this offense is much better than it's shown. I think there's some playmakers out there that they're getting Michael Pruitt the ball more often these days, which is a good thing. McKinney's been making some plays. I think that offensive line just has to gel a little bit to optimize the running game. Their running backs are capable of posting some nice numbers, and Faulkner's kind of settled in and gotten the ball to his playmakers. It's you know, it's not a great offense at this time, but I think it's an okay offense, and I think it's improving. But it's going to have to improve more.
Yeah, and they started Victor Craven on the offensive line because Clayton Melville had some concussion syndromes earlier in the week, but they expect Melville to be back. Even if he is back, they may start Craven anyway because they didn't lose much last week. Mikael McCall, Dale Lennon was saying, is feeling healthier than he's been. I think Struther's going to play. I don't think that's an issue. Lennon said on Monday he has a bruise. He may be limited in practice. They're going to evaluate him through the week, but he's going to play. He's a little tough guy, and he's been their leading rusher most of these games, even when McCall playing. But what they have done, and you touched on it, is McKinney has added another dimension to them because not only running the football, where teams now have to guard that perimeter end-around run, so they have to cover the fake in the middle, they have to cover the perimeter run, they have to cover play action, and they have to cover Pruitt downfield. And McKinney, they've done a good job getting him the football, even if it's only 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, where if he makes the first guy miss, he can go a long way.
And I think another big thing is the fact that Austin Johnson is starting to hit some field goals.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't advanced to the point yet where you consider him a weapon. But at least now the Salukis don't go, as soon as they cross the 40-yard line, they no longer have to be thinking, okay, we're in 4-down territory from here to the 10. So I mean that at least expands their options.
Especially playing in the Dome. You know, that's going to help them too. This is their last road game of the regular season. They finished with North Dakota State, South Dakota State, and Western Illinois home in November, and they have a bye week in between those games. So they're sitting good. They're 5-3. They're tied for first in the league with Indiana State. Indiana State has a little bit easier schedule, but if they go 7-4, let's say they lose this weekend and win the other two, 7-4, they may very well get in as an at-large bid.
You know, and this is. Football's strange because, you know, every week is the biggest game of the year, and this is even taking that equation out of the mix, this would still be a big football game. So, you know, and as you said, the way things are going, I certainly wouldn't bet against them up there.
Now the SIU men's basketball team is opening exhibition play this weekend. They play Saturday against Lincoln, which is a Division II school in Missouri. I was looking at the Blue Tigers, finished 4 wins last year, but they have a couple guys back. You know, SIU has some serious injuries in the post, but we'll get our first look at Barry Hinson's squad. What do you hope to see out of them Saturday?
What I hope to see is a team that comes out and is very focused and plays hard and is improved fundamentally and has a better understanding of the game of basketball at times. The last few years, time and situation a lot of times was just kind of tossed out the window. The Salukis were notorious for taking bad shots, although that did improve somewhat last year. But still, they can be much better fundamentally, much better defensively. They just gave up so many slashing baskets last year where nobody would cut off the man or take a charge. So this team is going to have to be very solid fundamentally to be successful. There are some issues, like you said, with injuries. There's not a lot of depth. There's not a lot of proven players. So, you know, if you're going to look for the positives, you're going to look for smart play, hustle, defense, that type of thing.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I'm excited to see, you know, what turns out. I will be in Fargo, and you will be the privilege of seeing the basketball team Saturday night. But I just hope they play hard. I hope they, you know, at least are not sloppy. You know, it's their first exhibition game, so they probably will be. But I just hope they have some semblance of the defense and the offense that they can execute it, even if it's only for a little bit.
And you know, when Barry was at Missouri State, I always thought that SIU had, you know, superior talent overall. But he always gave the Salukis fits by doing, you know, those things, by playing a good solid offensive scheme, and being very sound on defense and on the board. So, you know, there's no reason to believe that won't transfer here.
We'll see. Well, kickoff for the Saluki football team is at 2:30. Our blog will be on thesouthern.com at 2:15. And then the men's basketball team is playing at 7:05 at the arena. You can actually watch both games on Saluki All Access. I think it's $9 for the weekend. Not a bad deal if you're out of town. But you can also follow along on our website. We'll keep you up to date and hope to see you there. Thanks for joining us.